All right, guys, we are back with top 16 hat format at Epic Cards and Games in Hurst, Texas. We got a Robert mirror match. We got Mcnett on the left playing Traptrix Geargia versus Hernandez on the right playing the standard hand artifact Traptrix deck. So Mcnett went X1 in Swiss while Hernandez went X2. Actually, all the X2s made top 16, which is nice. The 17th was an X3, so I'm glad everyone made it in. That at least had a winning record, 3-2. So Mcnett summons Traptrix Murmileo. So when it's normal summoned, you add a Traptrix. Sorry, any normal hole trap card from your deck to your hand. So let's see, what will Hernandez do? Activates Pot of Duality and chains Artifact Ignition. So Artifact Ignition is an MST, but you have to have an artifact monster in your deck because you have to set it to your spell and trap zone. If you don't have an artifact, you can't use it. So Pot of Duality, you can use it once per turn, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card to your hand, shuffle the rest, and then you can't special summon for the turn you activate Pot of Duality. So it reveals Call, Bottomless, and MST. And I think one of the reasons he chained Ignition to Duality was so that he wouldn't draw the Moral Attack. So he adds the Call. So this tells me that Robert has a way to destroy that Moral Attack. That's why he added Call the Haunted here. He either A, has an MST, Double Cyclone, some people like Double Cyclone, or another Ignition, or a Sanctum. He has one of those cards for sure. So he activates Upstarts. We're at 9,000 to 8,000. So it looks like draw phase. He's going to activate Artifact Sanctum, which special summons an artifact from your deck. And the artifacts, when they're special summoned during your opponent's turn, their effects will trigger. But only during your opponent's turn. So Robert knew that... Hernandez knew that Mcnett had that trap card because he searched it with Murmileo. So he uses the Call on Beagle Tack. But Mcnett is main deck in DD Crow. So that's going to stop Hernandez's play completely. He chains Crow to the Call. Why didn't he banish the Beagle Tack? He needs to banish the Beagle Tack. I hope it doesn't come back to bite him because of Soul Charge. And now Hernandez sets another one. So it looks like he attacks Hernandez for 16. Yeah, he needs to banish it. And then now he summons his own Murmileo. We already explained that card. Here, Mcnett activates Breakthrough Skill to negate Murmileo's effect. It's like an effect veiler, negate a monster effect. Just a normal trap card. And then during your turn, you can banish it from your graveyard to negate a face-up monster's effect. So you can use it twice, but you can only use it during your turn. When it's in the grave. So here he just crashes the Murmileos, and now Mcnett activates Soul Charge. So does he have a response to Soul Charge? He's going to target Traptrix Murmileo, and Hernandez activates Solemn Warning to negate the effect of Soul Charge. So yeah, Solemn Warning is a counter trap, negates anything that summons a monster by paying 2,000 life points. Now here, now you can only activate 1 Soul Charge per turn, but since Hernandez negated the activation of Soul Charge, he was able to play another one. So here, since Traptrix Murmileo was special summoned, whenever Murmileo is special summoned, you can destroy 1 spell or trap card on the field. And Hernandez Breakthrough Skilled it. And now Hernandez MSTs his own Moral Attack. And since it was destroyed during Mcnett's turn, it would have special summoned itself and destroyed a card. But since Robert had a second main deck DD Crow, it completely stopped Hernandez's play. So I think Hernandez had no idea he was playing Geargia. I mean, you wouldn't think he was playing Geargia when you saw all that, right? I wouldn't. So he just concedes. And eventually, they caught that the Beagle Tack needed to be banished, so a good thing they caught it there. A little late, but better late than never. I don't think I missed much that game. All right, so here Hernandez summons Murmileo, searches Traptrix, Trap-Hole Nightmare. And let's see, what else will Hernandez do? Activates Pot of Duality. So we already explained these cards earlier. So he reveals Sanctum, Bottomless, and Curry Bandit. So he adds Sanctum. So remember, with Traptrix Trap-Hole Nightmare, and when a monster that was special summoned this turn activates its effect on your opponent's field, negate that effect, and if you destroy that card. So when people play around it, they'll like special summon their monster and not use its effect. And then next turn, they'll use it, and your Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare is kind of dead. That's what I did one time. I was playing Josh. I was playing Sylvans. I like soul charged, didn't use my monster's effects, and the next turn I used them, and he couldn't use a Nightmare. All right, so Mcnett knows Hernandez has Sanctum. So let's see if he flips it right away. Yep, so Artifact Sanctum is going to special summon an artifact from his deck, and obviously, when they're special summoned during your opponent's turn, their effects will trigger. So Moral Attack destroys Arsenal, pops a face-up card, doesn't target. And now here, Mcnett activates MST. This is the first time I've had Mcnett on the channel. He joined like a few Edison tournaments, but he's not a big fan of Edison. But he's here playing Hat. He actually got first after Swiss in our second Hat tournament, but he lost in top 8 to the 8 seed. It happens so much. So here he Dark Holes and activates Soul Charge, pays 1,000, gets Geargia Arsenal. Obviously he can't attack this turn because of Soul Charge. I wonder why he didn't use Arsenal's effect though. This is weird. Yeah, I wonder why he didn't use Arsenal's effect. What's going on, Mcnett? So here, Hernandez summons Fire Hand. So Arsenal gains 200 attack for each Geargia monster. Okay, so he has to Fiendish Chain the hand. And yeah, now, so Hernandez takes 100 because Fire Hand is 1,600 attack, while Arsenal is 17. It's 1,500, but it gains 200 for itself. So it's at 17. And Fire Hand, when it's destroyed in your possession... Let me go refresh my memory on these Fire Hands for those guys who may not know. So Fire Hand, when this card in your possession is destroyed by your opponent's card and sent to your graveyard, you can target one monster they control, destroy that target, then you can special summon one Ice Hand from your deck. And Ice Hand's the same way, except it targets a spell or trap they control and destroy that target. So that's why you saw him bring out the Ice Hand. And then end phase, Robert activates Geargia Gear, which special summons 2 Geargianos from your deck. They usually only play 3 of the MK2 and 1 Geargiano. It increases their level by 1, so they become level 4 monsters. That's like standard. Almost everyone plays 3 and 1. Maybe there's some who, because I think you have to get different names. Let me check. So, Geargia Gear. No, I think you can get the same one, yes. But you can only activate 1 Geargia Gear per turn. So, here we saw Mcnett. He didn't use... Yeah, I think he's playing around Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. That's why he didn't use... Oh, I think he knows Robert has Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. Okay, so that's why he didn't use the Arsenal's effect last turn. If you remember, I forgot that Hernandez summoned Murmaleo first turn. So Mcnett knows Hernandez has Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare, so he's playing around it. That's why he didn't use Arsenal's effect. I didn't think about it at the time. And that's why he's not using Gigant's X's effect right here. So Hernandez activates Pot of Duality and passes. So now he can use Gigant's effect because it wasn't special summoned this turn, so he can't use Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare on it. But here, Hernandez activates Call, brings back Moral Attack before Mcnett can use Gigant X's effect, but Gigant X, when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can bring back a Geargiano monster, so he brings back the little Geargiano because Gigant X was sent to the graveyard. Yes. When this face-up card leaves the field, target 1 level 3 or lower Geargia monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. So let's see if Mcnett has any other plays. So there's a Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. He finally used it on the Geargiano because it was special summoned this turn. And now Mcnett sets a monster. That's pretty good. I forgot you can Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare Arsenal because they almost never special summon Arsenal. I forgot he special summoned it with Soul Charge. And here Hernandez summon Ice. Okay, so you guys may have seen the last turn. Robert Mcnett destroyed the Ice Hand with Geargigant X, but since Robert had no spell and trap cards, that's why he couldn't special summon the Fire Hand from his deck. And yeah, Ice Hand and Fire Hand, you have to destroy your opponent's cards. You can't like destroy your own spells and traps. If you could do your own spells and traps, that'd be pretty. That would make those cards even better. So here, Robert Mcnett destroyed Geargia Accelerator, and anytime Geargia Accelerator is destroyed by battle or card effect, you add one Geargia monster from your graveyard to your hand. So here, oh no, Geargia Accelerator actually says when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, but it can miss timing because it's when and not if. So if like you synchro with it, you won't get its effect. So here he attacks the MK2. So he takes what? That's 1,000 attack, takes 11. He takes 25 damage. So he breakthrough skills the MK2. So MK2 is like it's kind of like a Blizzard or Debris Dragon. When it's normal summoned, you special summon a. I think I might have messed up life points somewhere, but we're going to game 3. But yeah, the MK2 is like a Blizzard, except you special summon a monster from your graveyard, a Geargia monster from your graveyard in defense mode. But you can also special summon from your hand, and also Geargia on MK2 activates when it's flip summoned, I believe. So Robert's going first. Sorry, Hernandez is going first. Sets a monster. Yes, Geargia on main. Yeah, when it's normal or flip summoned, not flipped. It has to be flip summoned. I don't know, it could come up at times. So here, Mcnett starts off. Mcnett goes first, sets 3, and sets a monster. Hernandez activates Upstart and then Ignition. So remember, Ignition is an MST. Oh. So now Hernandez, in order to activate Ignition, has to set an artifact monster from his deck to a spell and trap zone. Oh, he chained it to Upstart. He loves doing that. Yeah, he loves... there must be a reason. All right, now 5 back rows. So this is why people hate hat format, because there's no heavy storm, so you can just set 5 without fear. But there is ways to counter it. We have Decree, Trap Stun. What's the other card called? All right, so here, Hernandez breakthrough skills to armor. Which for those of you guys know, breakthrough skills is like an effect veiler. It just negates one monster effect. And here, Hernandez MSTs his own moral attack during Robertson. So whenever moral attack is destroyed during your opponent's turn, you can special summon it. Yeah, special summon it and then destroy a face-up card on the field. Mcnett chains Maxi. Oof. Maybe. So this is what happens sometimes. Sometimes you don't have many cards to side out. But I think that's if Robert could have, he should have sided out Maxi. It's not good in this matchup. All right, so now he breakthrough skills to armor again. Okay. So remember, Geargia Arsenal is kind of like a Lone Fire, except you can only tribute itself to bring out a Geargia. Yes, bring out a Geargia monster from your deck. So he brings back armor. And here, he didn't really have to chain Book of Moon to the breakthrough skill. It doesn't matter. He just books his armor. And when Geargia armor is flipped, you search any Geargia monster from your deck to your hand, except itself. And let's see, does Hernandez attack with the moral attack? One thing I noticed, I think maybe double Cyclone might be better than MST in Hat, but Hernandez is on MST. I think I'd rather use double Cyclone to get the advantage of getting their spell and trap as well. But I know it can be dead if they don't have a spell and trap. I think it depends on the matchup. So here, Mcnett summons Geargia Arsenal, and in response to the summon, he's going to special summon another moral attack to destroy the Arsenal. So, do you set the armor? You flipped it. Couldn't he set the armor? Yeah, he could have, right? I don't know what happened. Am I wrong? Am I missing something? Did he breakthrough skill it again? I don't know. Maybe I missed something. Alright. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he flipped armor, searched Arsenal. Did he breakthrough skill him or something? Alright, so here he attacked over the armor for 5. And then, let me know in the comments if I missed something. Did I miss him breakthrough skilling him or something? Why didn't he set the armor? I mean, there's like 2 breakthrough skills in the grave, so maybe I missed a breakthrough skill. Whenever I'm commentating, there's times I miss things, especially when I'm keeping track of life points and explaining cards. So I apologize, guys. I'm trying my best. I am having a lot of fun though, watching Hat and commentating over him. All right, so Hernandez is going to XYZ summon with both his mortal attacks. They're level 5 light monsters. So there's a couple good rank 5 XYZs. Like, oh, I didn't even know you played this card. And Robert Mcnett activates Blackhorn. So most of us should know what Blackhorn does. It negates a special summon of a monster. So here, Hernandez summons Traptrix Murmileo, and Mcnett Fiendish Chains it. So what will Hernandez do? Attacks with Fire Hand, leaves Mcnett at 27. Now, will he XYZ summon with the Murmileo and the Fire Hand? Or will he just let it go through? Yeah, he's got 2 breakthrough skills. Oh, I think he did breakthrough skill him again. He has 3 breakthrough skills in the graveyard. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's what I missed. Yeah, I just saw 3 of them. So here Hernandez is debating on XYZ summoning. He could XYZ summon Exciton and blow up the other 2 back rows if he wants, but I think one thing about Hat format, especially if you see Traptrix monsters in their deck, a lot of the times you need to play around, what's the card called? Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. Because that's the one they search, or Bottomless. So here Mcnett sets a monster. Let's see how Hernandez, what do you think? Do you think he'd top deck the Geargia Armor? He's probably going to go Exciton Knight. I think Exciton Knight's the play. Yes, Exciton Knight. So, another Blackhorn from Mcnett. So, now he summons Traptrix Dionea, which is a Blizzard for Traptrix monsters, with normal summon, special summon 1 Traptrix monster, and Murmileo, when a special summon, destroy 1 spell or trap card. So that's why he goes Blizzard into Murmileo, destroy a spell or trap. Now he can XYZ summon. Could he make... No, he can't. So I guess here, you have to think, what do you think his set monster is? Depends on what Hernandez's last card is as well. Now, he could go Diamond Direwolf if you think it's a Geargia Armor, but it could be Accelerator as well. Let's see what Hernandez decides to do. In the meantime, I'm going to go refresh my memory on Evil Swarm Exciton Knight. So Exciton Knight, once per chain during your... Oh, it was DD Crow. Wow. Okay. So Exciton Knight, once per chain during your main phase or your opponent's battle phase. If your opponent has more total cards in their hand and field than you do, quick effect, you can attach 1 material from this card to show all the cards on the field. Also, your opponent takes no further damage this turn. So Mcnett drew a Gear and then concedes because he's at 27. So Hernandez, X2 knocks out the X1, Mcnett, and it's moving on to top 8. So yeah, Mcnett, the previous tournament was a 1 seed. Got knocked out by the 8 seed. This time he was one of the higher seeds and loses in the first round of top cut. We'll see how Mcnett does in the next tournament. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll see you soon for the rest of the tournament. Bye, guys.